Hello everyone in Millennium Development Goal Monitoring Committee. My name is Sudarshan. On behalf of my team, I will be presenting our analysis of data for one of the most important Millennium Development Goal, eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. We have depicted entire story as series of interactive dashboards with a smooth navigation flow. Also, each dashboard on its own are interactive and you can interact with it to get more detailed and exploratory view. To set the context, 8 Millennium Development Goals were established following the Millennium Summit of United Nations in 2000. We have all those 8 goals listed here in this dashboard. There has been a progress in some of the areas and some targets have been met, but there are still a long way to go. The world has reduced extreme poverty by half. Chronic undernutrition among children has declined. Disparities in primary school enrollment between boys and girls are being eliminated. Child mortality has declined. Much more needs to be done in the reduced maternal mortality. Efforts in to fight the malaria and tuberculosis have shown the results, and there have been a progress in the therapy of HIV. In our current presentation, we will be focusing on the goal 1, that is eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, and we will see further drill down on this particular topic. From our data analysis, we have seen that there are about 1 in 5% in the developing regions lives on less than $1.25 per day, and about 1 in 8% people in the world were estimated to be suffering from chronic hunger. Here we can see all the sub goals of the goal 1. There are three sub goals in the goal 1, and we can see all the three here. The first one is the poverty rate or the poverty gap ratio. The second one is about the employment and how much employment is being generated among the population, and third one is about hunger. We'll see each one by one by clicking on it. The first sub goal of goal 1 is to halve the extreme poverty rate from its 1990 position, and we will see soon that that has been achieved. However, still a lot of challenges are there in the sub-Saharan Africa region, and this we could see in this particular graph. Now let's further drill down in this particular area on this sub goal. So here we can see the depiction of region wise comparison between 1990 and 2012 position of the poverty gap ratio, which we can see here, and the corresponding the 2012 information is being depicted in the world map for that particular region. Now when we select a particular region, we will see the detailed view of the same is being shown, and time series chart is shown for that particular region, showing across how it is being moving. And one of the observation we could see from here, that if we look at that East Asia Pacific and the Middle East, we will see there is an upward trend after 2010. Now let's look at the other perspective of the sub goal. Other perspective is that how much proportion of the national income comes from the lowest 20% economic group. So that kind of gives an idea about that where that lowest 20% income group falls into the entire economy of the nation, and this is the representation of that particular information, where each and every region has been shown along with its 1990 and 2012 position. And similarly, when you click on the region, we could see that how it has been moved from over the year from 1990 to 2012. And on a general observation, we could find out that not much of things has been changed between 1990 and 2012, except the Middle East and North America has a huge jump, which we can see over here. And we can also drill down further on each of the areas and see how they have progressed over a period of time. For example, let's look at that Middle East and North Africa. So we can see how they have been moving and how the upward trend is there. Now let's look at the other sub goals of the goal 1. So next sub goal is about the economic employment and development. So let's look at that how we have progressed on this topic. So this is the depiction of the GDP per person and how it has moved from year on year, and what is the position of 1990 and 2012 with respect to the world map. So similarly, it shows whenever we click on a particular region, it will show the how it has moved from 1990 to 2012. And the key observation that could be made are here. The slow economic growth has basically taken a toll on the labor market, and there is a huge need of creating employment for reducing the poverty. The next representation is basically showing the different indicators of 15 plus male, female, and the overall, and how they are employed with respect to different region, with respect to the population. And when we click on the region, its time series graph is shown over here along with the world depiction. Find that across regions there is no significant improvement in employment. Development countries are also struggling because there is a slow economic growth, and there is a need to create huge employment to reduce the poverty. So next let's look at the other dimension of the same sub goal. So that is looking at that how much family workers and what is the percentage of female employed and percentage of male employed in this family worker. And this is a depiction of the same, where also a lot of uh, facility has been given to explore further and drill down further. With this, it closes on the sub goal 2 of the goal 1, and now we will move to the next sub goal, which is on the hunger, how much we have reduced on the hunger, where we are with respect to 1990 and 2012. So this is again the similar kind of graph where we have the depiction of 1990 and 2012 and comparison, and on clicking of the chart we could see the various time series data over 1990 to 2012. The general observation that we have made is that number of underweight children fell by 38%, which is good, which is definitely a good, but still there is a long way to go. Achieve the target in Europe and Central Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. Situation has been worsened in the Middle East and North Africa. Extra effort has to be put in for other regions to reduce this percentage of underweight children. This one is showing that population below the minimum level of dietary energy, and where we are with respect to 1990 and 2012, we could definitely see still we have reduced it, but still we are not half of where we were in 1990. And the proportion of undernourished people in developing regions are decreased by 24%, but still a long way to go. and meeting the target of having the percentage of people suffering from the hunger by 2015 will require immediate adoption of effort, especially in countries which have made the little headway. So with this, we have covered all the three sub goals of goal 1 of reducing poverty and hunger and depicted our analysis of data. So this concludes our presentation. On an overall, there has been progress in the area of poverty and hunger of MDG goal 1, and goals have been met in most of the areas, but still a long way to go to bring every parts of world out of poverty. Thank you for listening to this presentation.